Welcome. This is hour number 2 of the first day of the WIBC Sunday Magazine. I'm Terry Stacy. I'm happy to have you with us for however long you can stay this morning. This hour, our favorite middle child, Bruce Hoffman, will join us, and also want to play for you A Soldier's Silent Night. But first, I've got a studio full of people, a band, and a lady is in studio this morning, but they're all here for a great purpose, and they're all very talented people. We'll start with Ann Hannon. She is the director of the Riley Cheer Guild, and music therapy is her thing. Ann, it's such a pleasure to meet you.
Well, thank you so much, Terry. It's really great to be here today.
How long have you been with the Guild?
So I have been a music therapist at Riley for over 18 years.
Wow.
And the Riley Cheer Guild actually started the music therapy program. And now I am the director of this fantastic volunteer auxiliary program.
The music therapy is not so foreign to us, if that's the right word to use anymore, because we do hear it time and time again, how it works with kids, how it works with adults, how it works with seniors. And it is incredible. It really is incredible what you're able to do. So is that kind of what you always wanted to do, or did something lead you into that direction?
So I've been involved in music since I was 8 years old when they started a violin program at my elementary school. And they started the program before we even had violins. So we learned to hold the instrument by practicing with an egg crate and a pencil. And when the violins actually came in, I just knew I was in love. And then I realized that this awesome piece of beautiful furniture in the living room was actually a piano. And so I asked my mom for piano lessons, and I've been playing instruments since then. So I've always been involved in music, and I loved it so much that I didn't really know that I wanted to make a career out of it, because I wanted to continue to love it. And after a few semesters of college, I just knew I wasn't where I wanted to be. And I had a friend say to me, do you know about our music therapy program? You need to go and talk to the director of the music therapy program. You play in the jazz band, you play in the marching band. Why aren't you a music therapy major?
And had you heard of music therapy before?
I had. When I was in high school band, we had someone come and talk about it, but that was really the only time. And you know, when you're a teenager, you kind of listen in one ear, out the other. So I was familiar with it. But after I talked to her and learned about it, I transferred into the music therapy program, and I have never looked back. I have loved every moment of it.
How does it work at Riley?
So we now are so fortunate to have 3 music therapists working at Riley, and they do individual and group sessions with patients and their families, and they are focused on creating the best possible healing environment for these children. And sometimes they're working on physical goals and aspects of pain and other things that happen to the body, and then they're also working on the spirit and the emotional aspects of having an illness or having a trauma and being in this hospital environment and separated from all of the things that make a child a child.
Why do you think it works?
Well, one of the things that I was talking with the band about this morning is that the reason that music therapy works is because of the powerful connection that human beings have with music. There's music in our schools, in our churches, in our community. It is a part of our everyday life. And because so many people have such a positive experience with music, and because humans can express themselves in this way, that is the only reason that music therapy can work in the healthcare environment.
I'll tell you what, we have a caregiver show here on WIBC that I co-host with Tina McIntosh from Joy's House. So we've learned a lot, talked a lot about music therapy, and what it is able to do for those battling Alzheimer's is incredible. An Alzheimer's patient at some point may not remember you, but if you put on an Elvis song or you put on something that goes back in time for them, they know every word. They become very emotional. I mean, it is just incredible what it is doing for our those type of patients as well, those that are battling a dementia of some sort. So I think there's still so much to learn about music therapy. I think it's exciting.
It is very exciting, and our bodies process music in a way that is unlike any other type of sensory and relationship interaction.
Wow.
And that's why it is so powerful.
Well, folks, you know Paul Franklin. He's been here with Follower, been here before. He works for Riley. Riley. And that's probably the relationship began in that way.
That's right. So Paul and I worked in the clinical space together for a long time. And now we have had an opportunity to be in these leadership positions. And Paul has seen the music therapy program grow and has such a passion for music, obviously, but also a passion for helping this program, because we do not receive funding from traditional funding sources. And so it is the philanthropy, it is the service, it is the hearts of our community that allow us to provide this service to the patients and families at Riley.
So Paul Franklin, who also works for Riley, is here. Paul has brought follower with him, Tim Brakes, Andrew Hamilton, Dean Raphorn. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hey, good morning. What's up, Terry?
It's early for the band, but we're glad to see all of you too. And Paul, this is a Christian band, is it not, Paul? You described the band to us.
Correct. Yeah, it's we're a Christian rock band, but we also don't only just play rock. We are made up of 4 guys from 4 different churches, all with the same goal, the same focus, which is to pass on the teachings and the message of healing through Christ, the ultimate healer, through music. And one of the things that really drew me to the music therapy program is the fact that our band focuses on pushing the positive message of Christ through the music, and that's actually what the Cheer Guild does too. Music does heal, and when you infuse positive messages with that, with the powerful music involved, you don't have to worry about the message getting into the soul of the person receiving it, because the music carries it. And one of the things that Jesus says is, when you've done it to the least of these, the little ones, you've done it to me. And that's what the Cheer Guild does, and that's what we do. We try to bring that message, that positive, healing, powerful message from the ultimate creator through the music that he ultimately created as well.
Let's go ahead and take a break right here. Day. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Terry Stacy. Joining us in studio, if you're just tuning in, we've been talking to Ann Hannon. She's the director of the Riley Cheer Guild, also a music therapy teacher at Riley. And with her is the band Follower. Tim Brakes is also here, part of the band. Tim, what instrument do you play?
Lead guitar.
And what struck you about Follower why you wanted to be a part of it so much?
I've always just loved music from when I was little, and I grew up in church. I used to play in a lot of secular bands and be played in a lot of bars. Thankfully, God pulled me away from all that. Well, the thing about it is God just pulled me away from playing the wrong kind of music. Now I'm playing the right kind. I'm just following the Lord's lead. That's what I'm doing.
Well, I'm glad to see you, Tim. And Andrew Hamilton sits next to him. Hello, Andrew.
Good morning, Terry.
Good morning. And tell us about you. Where are you from?
I am from the great town of Fairland, Indiana.
Metropolis.
We love Fairland, Indiana.
Home of, well, all I have to say is the casino, and everybody knows where it is.
In Shelby County.
Great casino.
What instrument do you play?
So I play keys, bass guitar, and do lead and backing vocals as well.
What does this music, what does this, this brotherhood mean to you?
Kind of the same testimony as Tim just shared. I played, in secular bands for a long time. Ever since I was 18 years old, I started playing in clubs and bars. God really told me, he said, I gave you a gift, I gave you a talent, and I need you to use it for my glory. And I wasn't using it for him. And I know that God is the giver of all gifts. He can also take away. It was like, okay, God, I hear you loud and clear. It's time to start playing for you.
And then next to him is the new guy. Dean Raphorn is here. And Dean, you play?
I play rhythm guitar and lead sing as well.
So, and where are you from?
Terre Haute, Indiana, also known as Paradise.
Is it Paradise?
I've never heard that. I honestly have never heard that.
I have not
heard that. That town that smells. I've heard that before. But we can talk about that, because that's a bad rap for Terre Haute.
And so what brought you to this band?
Well, I worked at a Fortune 500 local pharmaceutical company with a big red L on it for 22 years, and just was kind of getting honestly poisoned by the corporate atmosphere, and was getting called by God to do something else, and kind of just talked to God and said, hey, all I know other than this is music. I was a music major at Indiana State for a couple of years, and then I switched over to science. But so all I can do is music, and I got a severance package. Long story short, was just a total blessing to be able to leave there and start this band. And I just wanted to do something very instant feedback, more hands-on for God with people.
We've also got you here with the Cheer Guild because you're going to be doing something very special for the Cheer Guild and for the kids at Riley. Paul, tell us what's happening in January and why you're here.
It's been in the works for over 3 years. We've been working on this album. Actually, we were working on it last time we were here. It just wasn't finished. It took us 3 years to finish the album. I've always wanted to do something with the Cheer Guild because of, like Ann had said, they don't get the funding that like the Children's Foundation does.
Right.
But, the Cheer Guild, those people are actually on the ground in the rooms with the kids and playing with them and helping them do homework and singing to them. And I want to draw attention to that because that is fulfilling the commission of Christ. They're doing it,
Right.
And, we finished our album. It's called Fly or Fall. We're going to release it that night. This year, actually, it comes out a little bit later, like 2 weeks later, but you'll be able to get it that night if you show up to the show.
And that night is when?
January 19th, Mount Auburn Methodist Church in Greenwood. I approached Ann in her office one day, and I said, hey, I got an idea. And she latched onto it right away because they need the attention. And you get a cool new Christian rock album with 12 songs on it.
This, again, is January 19th. So how do you get a ticket?
You can go online. The only place to get pre-sale tickets is to go online to www.followerband, the word follower and the word band smashed together, .com. And there will be a couple buttons there for single sale tickets. And there's a button also for group tickets of 10 or more. And if you purchase them ahead of time, you will get, like Paul said, when you arrive at the show that night, you will get a free download card of our new album. If you order group tickets, you get a $2 discount per ticket.
Okay.
$8 regular pre-sale price, $6 for a group of 10 or more, and day of show $10, but you don't get the free download album. So
okay. And Dean, again, where is it?
Be at Mount Auburn United Methodist Church down in Greenwood.
Down south. All right, got it.
So another thing with this is, we're going to donate part of the proceeds to the Cheer Guild ourselves, however much that is or however little it is, because we're partnering with them. So,
Ann, are you going to sing? Maybe?
I think I am going to sing.
I love that.
Awesome.
And I'm surprised you haven't been part of a band with your type of background.
Well, I have to say that, when you're in front of children and their parents, as Dean mentioned, being in and getting that kind of immediate feedback.
Yeah.
It's just so rewarding and so uplifting. So I like to goof around when I'm with people that I know. But yeah, this is just an amazing opportunity to partner with a passionate group. Terry, I know when you called me to set up this interview, you said, Paul is so excited. And this was October. So he'd already been talking for a while. Do you think we can wait till December? I'm like, that would be perfect. So we have been talking about this for a while now. And you're right. Yeah. The passion and the enthusiasm of this band is contagious.
Yeah.
And music is contagious, and that's what we want to do. And I told the band, Terry, I told the band this morning when we were just meeting up in the lobby that this organization, the Riley Cheer Guild, was set up by Mrs. Andrew J. Porter before the hospital even opened. Once she found out there was going to be the first children's hospital in the state of Indiana, she said, come, she put a classified ad in the paper. Come have tea at my house if you want to help the kids.
Wow. Really?
And so almost 100 years later, we have chapters, we have members throughout the state of Indiana that are a part of our guild. And I just want to give a shout out to our Tri Kappa sorority. It's a women's professional sorority. They are a huge supporter of us. They are members individually and as chapters, and our Indiana Extension Homemakers clubs throughout the state of Indiana also just put their heart and their soul from wherever they are into the lives of these children so that we can bring cheer and make their hospital stay as comfortable as possible.
Incredible. You guys are you're angels. You really are angels. Okay, so Paul Franklin, Tim Breaks, Andrew Hamilton, Dean Rabhorn, they are Follower, the band, and it's a wonderful. In fact, you guys have won. You're award winners, aren't you, Paul?
Yeah, we've won 3 international awards from the IMEA, International Music Entertainment Association.
It's a big deal.
Our first album won Christian Rock Album of the Year. We've won Artist of the Year and Group of the Year. We did send one of couple songs in before the album was finished, and we had a song nominated for Song of the Year this year. It didn't win, but it was nominated. We can fully submit this album now this year, and hopefully we'll be back next year talking about that.
I hope so. Follower, Fly or Fall.
And we do mention the time of the show is 6:30.
Oh, thank you. I'm trying to
Doors open at 5:30. Is that correct?
Okay.
And there is no football on television that day.
There is no excuse.
And that is not by coincidence.
You kind of have to think about all the sporting events that are happening around town when you start to make a plan.
There you go.
January 19th is the day at Mount Auburn United Methodist Christian Church in Greenwood, just a little south of Greenwood. And it's for a good cause and a good deal. Go to followerband.com for tickets and do that right now. All right, Ann Hannon, you're amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's so good to be here.
We're going to play a little bit of Follower if we can sneak it in here in just a second. But Paul, Tim, Andrew, and Dean, congratulations on your success, and looking forward to the new album coming up. And thank you. Thanks for coming in and all the things you do for the kids.
Thank you, Terry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What if I rose in resurrection, preparing your place in paradise? Would you then believe? All this life of pain, there is healing in your wings. You catch me when I fall, and I wouldn't change a thing.